Auto Racing in Canada, aired on 91X as part of 110% Sports in Belleville, Ontario, January 2009. When many people think about sports in Canada, many people think about all the winter sports that Canadians excel at. However, when the snow melts, the green flag waves on another auto racing season. Some of the world's best drivers have come from Canada, like Jacques Villeneuve, who recently spoke about how NASCAR-style racing has become so popular in Canada.
The racing is good for starters, and a lot of races are not too far from Canada, so it's easy for people to enjoy and follow. You don't have to wake up very early in the morning to actually watch the races, and there's actually a lot of oval racing in Canada as soon as you get out of the big towns.
NASCAR itself has even become more popular in Canada. Alex Ye is a research analyst at TSN. He's noticed the increase in the ratings.
2008 season, our average mid-audience for persons 2+ was 115 of F1. NASCAR Sprint Cup, we had an audience of 268,000. 268,000 people on average watch NASCAR Sprint Cup on TSN.
Local track owners are also noticing the growth. Derek Lynch is a promoter at Kawartha Downs Speedway and is also a racer in Canada's version of NASCAR, the Canadian Tire Series.
It's very popular. We hosted the series when it was still CASCAR, before NASCAR made the purchase, and we found that once the NASCAR brand was attached to that event, that we had more of, quite honestly, what I refer to as fringe fans, your TV fans, so to speak, all of a sudden had a greater interest in our event.
However, despite NASCAR's popularity in Canada, Canadian drivers are struggling to make the jump to NASCAR's top series, the Sprint Cup. As Lynch explains, it has a lot to do with money.
It's a money game, and people will make that migration down south if they have the money.
Villeneuve himself cannot explain why there are not more Canadians in NASCAR. As he says, there is no one way to get to the top.
There isn't in racing. There isn't the proper way. It's very hard to go up the ladder, and there isn't a set path.
Another pressing issue for auto racing in both the U.S. and Canada is that of sponsorship funding. Lynch has seen teams in the Canadian Tire Series struggle to acquire and maintain sponsorship, and thinks there could be problems in the future.
I think a lot of teams are going to struggle to be able to fund an effort that, travels across the country like we have in the past.
Villeneuve himself is no stranger to the struggles of sponsorship. He began last season with Bill Davis Racing in the Sprint Cup Series, but Villeneuve was never able to find Canadian sponsorship for his car. He lost his ride later in that season. Still, he believes there's potential for Canadian sponsorship in NASCAR.
Well, there is potential, but I think right now most of the money is stuck in the Olympics anyway. And also the times are tough, so when you put everything together, it makes it very difficult to find companies willing to spend money, because also it is not politically correct to spend money now.
Both Villeneuve and Lynch realize that these are tough times in the auto racing world, but neither seems very optimistic about seeing another Canadian in the Sprint Cup Series. Villeneuve believes that there is one way for it to happen.
Well, you need, first of all, to get a Canadian there that with success that gets the crowd moving.
Until we see that driver that can bring the fans to their feet, it doesn't look like any Canadians will be taking the checkered flag in the Sprint Cup Series. Furthermore, to deal with the current state of the economy, auto racing in the U.S. and Canada will need to find innovative ways to keep their teams running the entire season. Darren Matte, 110% Sports.